You are about to enter the fantasy football show. Please stand by like a boss. Estás entrado al fantasía fútbol novelas. Espera con el patrón. Smitty is live Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern. You are about to enter the fantasy football show. Please stand by like a boss. Estás entrado al fantasía fútbol novelas. Espera con el patrón. You are about to enter the fantasy football show. Please stand by like a boss. Estás entrado al fantasía fútbol novelas. Espera con el patrón. You are about to enter the fantasy football show. Please stand by like a boss. Estás entrado al fantasía fútbol novelas. Espera con el patrón. You are about to enter the fantasy football show. Please stand by like a boss. Estás entrado al...
Live from Smitty1.com studios, it's the Fantasy Football Show. Live! Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern.
Take a lap.
Here to talk about who other than Javonte Williams? Yeah, Javonte Williams is somebody we're going to be speaking of in this live stream repetitively because Russell Wilson's talking about him. Earlier on, this is 5-6 hours ago, Russell Wilson says he's ready to feed Javonte Williams. And I know that some of you are going to say, Smitty, that doesn't necessarily mean anything. He's going to talk him up, okay? Melvin Gordon's still going to get a lion's share of the work. Well, not according to Russell Wilson, who said, quote, that boy can run the football, end quote. And I know this isn't huge news, and there's so much that can happen, but it just gives me more time to talk about Javonte Williams, which I don't, I never turn my back on an opportunity to talk up Javonte Williams. I'm a little concerned that we're going to lose some of this 15 to 20 overall draft value steal territory type stuff that we're looking at right now because people are freaking out about Melvin Gordon. We can literally steal him away like candy at 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, and we get these occasional people that come in here, the casuals, the fantasy Karens come in and say, Yeah, Smitty, I'd take him in the third round. If I see Javonte at 3.2, 3.4, I'll take him. I'll take him, Smitty. I bet you will, Bob. I bet you would. The problem is, he's not going to be there. Where's my music? There we go. The problem is he's not going to be there, Bob. He's not going to be there for you. I've got food all over me. Smitty just ate I had a little cookie. Javonte Williams season is here. We're going to open up the phone lines, and we're going to discuss this further with all of you fine people. We've also got the voicemail group kicking into gear. We've got Silver Rapture leaving a voice message. But Silver, I hope you're watching, good buddy, because boy, do I have an intro for you.
Silver Rapture. I'm in there, big dog. You know I'm in there. There's two big dogs standing side by side. That's a Rottweiler and a Pit Bull. You know we're about to get it.
Two big dogs standing side by side. We got to hear that one more time. Silver
Rapture. I'm in there, big dog. You know I'm in there. There's two big dogs standing side by side. That's a Rottweiler and a Pit Bull. You know we're about to get it.
Silver.
Hey, bro. Y'all looking at me with my 6 on Brees Hall.
Oh, this is from yesterday. This is old. Basically, we did a Dynasty mock draft, and we rated Brees Hall on a scale from 10 being the most resilient to bust and 0 being a complete, bust waiting to happen. And Silver was backing up his 6th grade. And he mainly, I think he's worried about Carter for this year, but Silver does like him long term. This one's from Danny. Danny.
Hey, Schmitty, it's Daniel.
Daniel.
In my Dynasty League, we're drafting our rookies tonight. But I was able to do a trade today, and I traded Travis Kelce, T. Higgins, and the 206 for Justin Jefferson. Just let me know your thoughts on the trade, and super excited about it, to be honest. Yeah.
You've just been Smitty approved.
Yeah, we're going to go ahead and approve that one, Daniel. That's pretty solid. Justin Jefferson, look, he's top 4 in Dynasty. He's top 4 or 5. Top 4 or 5. You could argue 3. You could argue Justin, JJ, Jefferson, Double J is literally number 3. And you give up Kelce in Dynasty, who's not second round material in Dynasty. Higgins, I like Higgins, but he's not even 5th. He's like 5th round, 6th round. But like, yeah, man, second rounder. I mean, you completely blasted that man. Completely. That guy should take a lap. Or let's see.
Take a lap. Take a lap.
The old school.
Take a lap.
Smitty's getting a lot of his sounds and stuff on point because I had to change computers and upgrade, and I had to get it all back under control. So we got the old take a lap back. Not that we don't have this one, but we got it in the works. Tariq.
Hey, Smitty, has Tariq. How's everything going? Happy Wednesday. I just had a question on Lamar Jackson, the Baltimore Ravens. With the trading of Hollywood Brown going to the Cardinals, what's the fantasy outlook going to be for Mark Andrews, Rashad Bateman, the running back core, specifically for J.K. Dobbins? Do you think Dobbins will be a top 15 running back this year? Is it worth getting him in a redraft? Thanks, pal.
I mean, I've said this about 1,000 times, and not saying that you should have known this, Tariq. I'm just merely saying that I'm consistent with it. I'm not a fan of J.K. Dobbins this year. J.K. Dobbins is coming back from a torn ACL, and it's just a tough injury to come back from. We can't use Adrian Peterson as an example of a fast return from an ACL tear because he's an anomaly, and I don't think we can ever expect that. I think it takes a year. You can come back and be mediocre, but the problem is that's one red flag. We've also got that he lives in a running back by committee. Now I know that the Gus Edwards, the Gus bus, he tore his knee up too. But we're talking about a running back by committee by design. We're talking about also a team that's going to put Lamar Jackson in a position to vulture a lot of the touchdowns. I'm just staying clear of it. And I know everybody wants to throw Bateman out there as this consistent guy. And I'm okay if you want to roll Bateman out as your wide receiver 3 and expect more, but I certainly wouldn't be drafting Bateman to be like an elite top-end wide receiver 3 or low-end wide receiver 2. The opportunities for sure there. If Andrew stays healthy, overcome, he's going to absolutely have a bonkers-type season. This also could be a bad thing for the Ravens. Have a great defense. They made some great moves. This draft was phenomenal. But they need something. Like I think they needed to probably keep Hollywood. I don't know that I would have made this trade. I think Lamar Jackson's struggling to come to terms of signing long term in Baltimore, and I don't think it was really a great move for them to draft or to trade Hollywood Brown away when really I think Lamar Jackson needed that. He needed giving Lamar Jackson, like throwing him for a loop walking into the season, I don't think is the best approach. He's had 2 years where there's been like question marks or something's come up. The 2020 season, he literally busted for half of a season and didn't show up statistically. Literally, you put him on the bench at some point during weeks like 1 through 8. You like literally couldn't stand it anymore. He was not scoring at all. Then he came back on a tear, became Lamar Jackson in 2020, the end of the season. Came in with momentum. And then in 2021, he was, obviously banged up, and there's a lot of just disappointment if you owned him. 2 years in a row, regardless of his winning percentage and all that and his upside, I get it. Guy runs 150 to 170. I think he was on pace for over 170 rushing attempts. If you extrapolate his season out into a full season, that's too much. Like this, you're going to ask this guy to run more. It sounds like it. You get rid of Hollywood Brown, he's going to find one less open situation every 6-7 times he drops back to pass now. Now he's going to tuck it and run another additional one time out of every 4, 5, 6 attempts. Like I don't know. I'm just not excited about this move offensively for the Ravens, and I don't think the slack just gets picked up by Bateman. But we'll see. Kenny.
Hey, Smitty, what are we making of Mooney this offseason? He didn't get any competition in the draft, but he didn't really get much help on the other side either. I love the kid. I'm just worried about him getting double-teamed.
Yeah, Mooney. Let me put the names on screen here for the replay value of the show. I mean, get with it, Smitty. Mooney. I like Mooney. I think Mooney's got a potential high-end wide receiver 3 season in the cards, for sure. I think that's definitely in the cards. But I also think there could be like a high expectation that he can't meet. We'll see how Chicago looks. I don't know. I would draft him as a wide receiver, low-end wide receiver 3. But I don't know that I'd fully expect him to be completely to go bonkers. Let's see here. Let's go to the phone lines. I'll open up the phone lines, and you guys can dial in. Call into the show. Where is it? There we go.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
Dial into the show if you know what's good for you. That phone number is 602-635-3664. That is 602 NFL Dong. Dial in. Ring that dong bell. Let's go. I have another. Here we go.
Call into the show. Dial 602 NFL Dong.
Dial again. I missed your call.
Call into the show. Dial 602 NFL Dong.
Dial in. Dial in again. I accidentally hung up on you. I apologize. What's up, buddy boy? You're live on the Fantasy Football Show. What can I do you for?
What's up, Smitty? It's Tanner. What's going
on? What's up, Tanner?
Oh, not much, brother. Hey, I do a lot of PPR redraft.
I bet you do.
And I always try to snag a Aaron Rodgers pass catcher. Who are you looking to blow up this season?
The Lizard, man. I mean, I like.
That's what I was wondering.
I like Watson. I hope Watson does develop quickly, and he certainly could. I'm certainly targeting Watson as well, but Lazard, I feel like Watson might put a little rain forecast on Lazard's parade. So that's good. That's good. Lazard should fall. But
what round are you expecting to draft him in?
If I had to guess, I would say, like, we've done mock drafts at, like, into 6 and 7, and I haven't seen him go. So, like, sounds like an 8-9 rounder. Like, that's pretty good. That's where you're starting to grab, like, backup running backs and stuff like that. Like, yeah, I mean, would I take him at 6? No. Could he deliver 6 potential? Sure.
Okay.
I like Watson a lot. I'm not saying I don't like Watson. I just think Lazard will step in right away. Have a good, like, this is good news that the pack for Lazard. It's good news that the Packers didn't trade for any, like, his value stays really high. If they had traded for DK Metcalf or McLaurin, then it would have been like Lazard would have been a good 3-4, but now he's an excellent wide receiver 3 that you can get probably later than wide receiver 3 value, or like very low end.
Right on. Well, I appreciate it, brother.
Yeah, dial back if you got another one, bro.
All right, man, we'll do.
Tanner. Later. Tanner, Madcap.
Call into the show. Dial 602 NFL. Dong.
Let's get rid of Ryan's in the background of that right there. Okay, dial in. Yeah, that was Lazard. I like Lazard a lot. Put that on screen. Lazard's interesting. He's crafty. I like him a lot. I don't know that I expect, anything more than wide receiver 3 numbers, but like 1,108 to 9 touchdowns. He could do that. Robinson already Dynasty running back 1, Evans over Kamara. It's going to be tough, bro. I know Ryan's trying to scout the 2023 running back draft class already. I like this running back class that's coming out. I think they're going to be potentially even Charbonnet. Charbonnet was one of my favorite dark horse running backs from this draft class. Probably the same kind of level I liked him as like Rachaad White, where I'm like, this guy could be the number 2, and he could be even better. Charbonnet is one of the hardest running backs to tackle in college football. He returned to college. He was supposed to come out. Then he decided to go back to school for another year. So Charbonnet's in there. They've got Evans, Robinson, Gibbs. There's so many running backs. It's a great class. What's up, pal? You're live on the Fantasy Football Show. What can I do you for?
Hey, Smitty, it's the Bruce. I got a quick
question for you. Bruce. Hold on, the Bruce. Hold on.
All right.
I have everything set up, but it's not fully functional yet. Hold on, the Bruce. We got a little intro for you. Where is it? Where is it, the Bruce? There we go.
The Bruce is loose.
Yeah, buddy. Bruce, what's up, pal?
Hey, I got another question about another Aaron Rodgers pass catcher. What do you think of Bobby Tunyon this year? He's coming off an ACL, but Aaron Rodgers seems to love him.
Tunyon, isn't Tunyon, let's see. Let me look up and just see what his status is, like how recovered he is. Ahead of schedule from the torn ACL. Tore it in week 8 though. I don't know, man. ACLs are just so tough. I'm not gonna hold my breath that he has I liked him, the Bruce. I liked him, but week 8, that's not an easy feat. I'm gonna go ahead and say take a hard pass, mainly because you can get Albert O, you can get Freiermuth. You can get, if you don't get Knox or Dalton Schultz or Waller in round 5, like you literally have no excuse to get past those names and like be like, crap, I need to get a Bobby Boy Tunyon, with the torn ACL. Like Freiermuth and Albert O are pretty hard to like miss on. Like they'll be there for you, So yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and say negative on that one, but. Trust your gut, the Bruce. I'm not saying it's not possible that Tunyon can't have like a big bounce back year, but torn ACL, I don't know, bro. Give him a year before you start expecting too much. That's a tall order. The Bruce, I've torn my ACL before, and I know I'm not a professional athlete. You what?
I tore my ACL twice.
Yeah, I know I'm not a professional athlete, but dare I say I may be able to get Robert Tonyan a run for his money in terms of agility drills. So, if I struggle with it, I'm going to say Robert Tonyan's going to struggle with it, the Bruce. I can go out there and run right around a 6 minute, maybe under a 6 minute mile, the Bruce. But I couldn't do that right away, the Bruce. It took me a good year to get back to full strength. Now, Tonyan's a professional athlete, but is he really on the same level as these guys that are, elite wide receivers and running backs in the NFL? I'm going to say negative. I'm going to say Tonyan's going to take a full year, and that's expected. But the Bruce, trust your gut. What else you got for me?
I can't think of one right now. I just thought of Tonyan. They thought of the pass catchers.
The
Rodgers,
Bruce
and I was like,
is
Tonyan's
loose.
still there, and he's on a 1 year deal.
Yeah. All right. Well, call back if you got another question.
All right, I will do.
I'll be here answering phone lines.
Yep. All right.
Later. The Bruce is unreal. Dude's always working hard for the show, advocating. What's up? You're live on the Fantasy Football Show. Who am I talking to?
Hey, what's up, man? It's Overcome.
It's who?
Overcome.
Oh, Overcome.
That's my username.
Overcome.
Yeah,
I thought you said Overton. I'm like, who's Overton? Overcome. Okay, gotcha. Overcome. What's up, man?
Not much, man. How you doing?
I'm like, this poor guy Overton has no idea. I have no idea who he is. But it's Overcome. Ah.
Oh.
Hit me with it.
Yeah,
What do you got?
Yeah, man. Listen to you all last season, man. Freaking got me through fantasy. Freaking. So I was thinking about streaming quarterbacks this coming season. What do you think about that?
Best player available, man. Like if it's hard to imagine Russell Wilson not being at a point where I could snag him. It's hard to believe before that. I don't see Burrow or Herbert being tempting. It's hard to believe before that I don't see Mahomes falling to round 4 because people are freaking out about not having Hill there, and then maybe Josh Allen falls to 3.10. Like I always say, Overcome, you get to a point in a draft where, yeah, you want to take advantage of the waiting on a quarterback approach, but if the best player available is Josh Allen or Herbert or whoever, you just grab that player. Like let yourself give yourself more credit that you could still find the same kind of value at wide receiver or running back that you feel like you're getting at quarterback there. Like so many people say, but the value's so much later. Well, so is running back. Like, who's to say you won't get A.J. Dillon or Tony Pollard or ETN falls to a ridiculous, value, which probably won't fall past like round 5, but stranger things have happened. And if Tony Pollard's sitting there, if Rachaad White later, there's so many scenarios I can paint that are equally as impacting for a running back or wide receiver falling than a quarterback falling, Not to say that it isn't advantageous to, like, you're sitting in round 7, okay, and you took Josh Allen at 3.4, and you're sitting there in round 7, and Kyler Murray's still there, or Tom Brady's still there, or Russell Wilson's still there, and you're kicking yourself because you could have that player. I get it, and I'm all for it. If the best player available is still not going to be quarterback, but it doesn't change the fact that I'm not forcing a Cam Akers instead of drafting, a Josh Allen. I'm not just taking a running back. But I will say that I love Lance in like the 10, 11, 12 quarterback taken range. I love Aaron Rodgers in the 8, 9, 10. I like more so Russell Wilson as a 6, 7, 8, 8th quarterback taken. I love Mahomes in round 4. I love Burrow in round 4 or 5. I love Herbert in 4 or 5. And it's just so hard for me to get to a point where I'm streaming quarterbacks, like, honestly. But you could. Dak Prescott, Dak Prescott, Deshaun Watson. You take Deshaun Watson, you take a quarterback ahead of him to start in his place until he's ready. Like if you had Carr and Watson, you might have top 6 quarterback numbers. So it's not a bad thing.
Right on, man. Right on.
I didn't mean to confuse you anymore because I'm basically telling you it works, but don't do it or don't do it. Or, like, yeah, I don't know. Depends on who's on the clock, bro. What else you got?
Man, I hear that for sure.
What else you got?
What do you think about the James Robinson Etienne situation?
I mean, it's Etienne's job. Let me put Etienne on screen here. It's Etienne's job, assuming he's healthy. And the last thing I heard was like 80 to 85% that he was good to go. If we find out he's not totally ready for week 1 or something, then we'll have to readjust. But James Robinson's in a worse spot than him. I know the Liz Frank injury can sometimes end a player's career, but some players don't ever recover from an ACL tear. Not to mention James Robinson already had a lot going against him, unrestricted free agent. Teams usually don't fully invest in running backs. That's why Etienne was even taken, because James Robinson was an unrestricted free agent. And teams just don't value that for whatever reason, right or wrong. They just don't. And so, Etienne, I believe, walks in with the better hands, the better potential skill set overall. I know James Robinson's look good, but coming off an ACL tear, I'm not expecting, James Robinson, or I'm sorry, Achilles, right? He had Achilles. Didn't James Robinson have Achilles?
Yeah.
Yeah, he had Achilles.
Yeah, it was something in his foot.
Achilles, even worse. I was thinking ACL for a second. That's J.K. Dobbins. James Robinson, yeah, Achilles, he's done, bro. You know how I feel about about Achilles tendons. Akers can't get away from me right now. There's no way that James Robinson's gonna escape my Achilles death grapple. I don't know, bro.
Right on, man.
What are you thinking?
Yeah, that's solid freaking points, dude. Solid points.
Well, what do you think? Do you like James Robinson?
Yeah, man. I think he's a friggin' beast, man. He's one of my favorite backs in the league for sure.
J-Rob? J-Rob?
Yeah, for sure.
Then I just bursted your bubble, bro. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but yeah, man, that's solid freaking points, man. Solid freaking points.
I mean, let's say James Robinson looks great. Like, let's wait and see. Like, what's the latest we've heard on James Robinson? I'm trying to pull it up. James Robinson, the last thing I see is back in December, being diagnosed with a torn Achilles and will miss the rest of the season. So this was back in December. There's no way it takes 9 months to a year to recover. I don't care what Akers did. So you're talking about really pushing it for week 1. I don't know. Man. Trust your gut. Trust your gut. Stem cell therapies. Everyone keeps saying that's what is going to make Akers come back. Maybe there's some kind of revolutionary, rebound for both these guys because of that stem cell therapy. They're probably both on. So I mean. Don't cut them. Take it. Like maybe you could get him. I imagine you could get him at the tail end of your draft. So like you could scoop up a bunch of James Robinson shares, and if I'm wrong, you'll make out like a bandit. So if I'm right, you'll spend a late draft pick on him.
Right on, man.
All right, man. Appreciate you.
Later. Yeah, thanks, man. See you, man.
Poor guy. I think it just bursted his bubble. Do you like James Robinson? Yeah, he's my favorite player. God, I felt bad. I felt horrible. Poor man. He's probably burning jerseys now. What's up? You're live on the Fantasy Football Show. Who am I talking to?
Rock out.
Rock out. What's up, pal?
What's up? What's your opinion on Pierce and Houston from Florida?
Pierce?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I like him. He's got upside. He's got potential opportunity. But I don't know. I'm not like banking on anything. You're talking about the wide receiver, right?
Or running back.
Oh, Dameon Pierce. Okay. Yeah, Dameon Pierce. He's got upside. He's in Houston. But the only problem is I'll pull this quote up here. This is from Nick Caserio, the GM. I'm sure you've read it or seen it, but for those people that haven't, not a very good statement by the GM to make you feel all warm and fuzzy about him. Texas general manager Nick Caserio said, and Caserio means business. He's not an inept GM. He knows what he's doing. So you kind of got to like understand that he has pull. And this isn't just where the GM says something and then the coach is going to, Lovie Smith's going to do something different. Like this guy's he's in some major control. So Caserio said that Dameon Pierce would have to create a role for himself. I don't think it's going to be all about offense and I don't think this is going to be all about offense and who is going to carry the ball and who is going to be the lead running back. We'll see, man. We'll see.
One more question.
Yeah.
Like, what receiver should we be targeting in Tennessee? Like Woods or like Burks?
Woods coming off the ACL tear. God, so many injuries, man. All these questions today have been like ACL and Achilles injury recoveries. I mean, it's Burks, man. It's Burks. Woods coming off an ACL tear. It's gonna take him time, and it wasn't like an early tear. You know, it was kind of when did he tear that? Was it in December?
Mid-year.
Robert, Bobby Tree Woods, which is such a shame because we love this man's name. What do we call him? Roberto Trees, right? Roberto Trees tore his ACL. It was when did he tear it? His game log shows him playing through week number 9. And then he never played again. So this happened in November, early-ish November. So he's gonna have quite a bit of time to recover. He'll probably be on the field. But I mean, look at Barkley though, man. You know, Barkley is one of the most physically gifted players in terms of muscle and just like raw physical strength and ability, especially lower body, which is when you're looking at an ACL tear and you've got a lot of quad strength, you'll atrophy a lot less. And you also have a lot of like surrounding muscles around your knee that other people don't have. Like if you or I feel our own knees right now, it's like you feel the bone, you know? And it's like guys like Barkley have just unbelievable amount of muscle surrounding that knee area, and it kind of acts as like a mechanism of keeping the knee tight. So when you tear your ACL, if you or I tear our ACLs rock out, I'm showing it on the screen here, I don't know if you can see it, but if the ACL keeps your knee joint tight, you know, so when you're bending, it's tight. When you tear your ACL, your knee kind of moves around like that. Now a little bit more micro movement like, but you have your LCL, you have your MCL, and then that ACL to keep that knee joint tight. Well, now your knee's going like that, grinding down all that meniscus, and you could tear everything. You could tear just because there's no tightness to it. Well, you got a guy like Barkley who's got all that quad muscle and surrounding knee muscles. It's almost like it's tight anyway. It's like wrapping your knee in an ace bandage. So my whole point is for Barkley to tear his ACL, what was it, week 1 or week 2 of 2020? I think it was week 1 or week 2.
Week 2.
Yeah, tore his ACL. Literally had all of the entire season and then the entire off season, like literally almost a full calendar year, and he wasn't even ready. He wasn't even ready for week 1, and that was clear as day. Robert Woods, I don't think has had any setbacks. The last report I see, it's from March 26. It says Titans wide receiver Robert Woods doesn't appear concerned about his surgically repaired knee heading into the season. He's also a wide receiver. Wide receivers have a lot easier of a time recovering from a knee injury like that. They're taking less hits to the knee in general. They're getting tackled by 1 and 2 players instead of 3, 4, and 5 players at a time. So Robert Woods is probably looking at a more likely, speedy recovery. But I'm just saying, like, I give me Burks all day long.
All right, sounds good.
All right, man. Didn't mean to talk your ear off on that one.
All right.
You got another question? Rock out. Rock out's out. Rock out. Appreciate you, Rock out.
Call into the show. Dial 602 NFL. Dong.
Robert Woods. We got a lot of Robert Wood fans here. Apparently we had some James Robinson fans here. I think I pissed some people off today. Woods will be ready for week 1, says Aaron. I mean, that's what we think. We don't know. No one knows. What's up? You're live on the Fantasy Football Show.
Hey, Smitty, it's the Bruce.
The Bruce! Hold on.
The Bruce is loose.
What's up, Bruce? Hit me.
All right, I got one. The 2 Brown moves that were done during the draft, with AJ moving to Philly and Hollywood moving to Arizona. Am I nuts to think that the AJ Brown move helps out Jalen Hurts more than Hollywood moving to Arizona helping Kyler?
Are you nuts? No, I mean, it's not that crazy of a statement, Bruce. I think you could easily argue both. I mean, AJ Brown helps Jalen Hurts an enormous amount, and Hollywood Brown before Hopkins went down was a good move. It helped out Kyler a lot. I think if anything, it saves Kyler's life to have Hollywood there. And what's weird is how people we're weird human beings, the Bruce. I've talked about this before. It's the psychology in me that I love to analyze and go over and just scratch my head and wonder why and ask why and scream out why people look at situations so weirdly when their expectations are in the way. Like Hollywood Brown for Hopkins, that swap straight up is advantageous for the Cardinals. So right away, the Cardinals have a better offense than they had last year. They got Connor re-signed. I don't care about Chase Edmonds. They got Connor re-signed, so he's back. They've got a rookie tight end they could potentially lean on. Rondell Moore is going to be a little bit more ready. And you got Hollywood Brown replacing Hopkins. I like Hopkins, but Hollywood Brown, you probably would trade Hopkins straight up for Hollywood if you're the Cardinals, and you had to make that move. So the fact that they're replacing Hopkins with Hollywood, the offense is better. Like, of course, it could have been better than even more better to have Hopkins and Hollywood on the field at the same time. But I'm just saying, everybody's counting out Kyler now. Not that I haven't ripped him to shreds this offseason, but I'm saying statistically, if he can get his head straight, like, not much will change. If anything, it could get a little better than last year. And then when Hopkins comes back, maybe things are even more appealing for prospective Kyler owners. But I will say, I do think overall Jalen Hurts is going to have a monster year. He's going to prove a lot of people wrong. He's got 2 really good wide receivers. I think Devontae Smith is going to get completely ignored by fantasy football owners everywhere, which is great news because he could be a wide receiver 3 for you. You could grab Devontae Smith as a wide receiver 3. I like him.
Yeah. Yeah, I was like looking at it, and I'm looking at because I look at the rosters I'm looking at, and I'm like, I think all they were missing was an A.J. Brown. And they trained together in the offseason, from what I understand, Hurts and A.J. They're like best friends, BFFs.
Yeah, I mean, A.J. Brown's a darn good wide receiver. He has trouble staying healthy. I go live with him every offseason for a short mini little, Q&A. I very much hope that happens this year so I can talk to A.J. Brown again and ask him about, how excited he is and what he thinks about Jalen. But Jalen Hurts is so doubted by so many people, and I don't hear anybody really saying anything right now. Everyone's kind of just quiet. I don't think Jalen Hurts doubters are ready to come around, but I think they've stopped passing around a lot of negativity and slinging mud at him because they know they could be proven completely wrong this year. And then they're going to blame it on the weapons. Like, he's got a lot of weapons. I mean, of course he's going to do it. Or you hear people say, he's got to do it now. Or if he doesn't do it now, then he really sucks, Like, everyone's trying to, like, weasel their way out of all their Jalen Hurts sucks predictions that they've made. He's gonna ball out. He's a good fantasy player. He had 1 season under his belt, and people judged him. He played, I think, 2.5 games his rookie year. The first 2 of which he had, I believe, over 300 yards in both games. One of them, if I remember correctly, was like a 350 total yard game for him and like 3 or 4 touchdowns. The next game, he was absolutely amazing. I think it was like 300 yards and 2 or 3 scores. And then literally, the third game he struggled and he got benched. And then he came into his next year, played a full year, played really well from a fantasy perspective. And then everybody's saying things like what Aaron just dropped. Exactly what I said is no more excuses for Hurts now. Like, what do you mean? What excuses were there for him? Like, what did Hurts do to earn this? Okay, his last chance now. Like, he had a good year for the most part. He had to work on accuracy.
He had a great year.
Yeah, he had to work on accuracy, and like Josh Allen didn't have to work on accuracy and his mechanics, and no one's saying he's Josh Allen, but like if you're going to give other quarterbacks a year and then say, okay, now they're going into their sophomore year, let's see what they got, instead of, okay, now he's got no more excuses. This is the final shot he's got. This is when someone says this, no offense, Aaron, but when someone says this about Jalen Hurts, it's because they've been so critical. They have to say something like this to like give a way out. Like, no more excuses now. And if he does it, Aaron will probably say something. And no offense, Aaron will probably say something like, well, we knew he had the weapons to at least become relevant or good. Like, this definitely comes from somebody that's already predicted his demise. And that's okay.
Yeah,
that's why we played the game.
I had him last year because everyone doubted him. I said, man, he's a good quarterback. And then I'm looking at him this year. I'm like, I said he's gonna prove him wrong again.
Yeah, and then this comment by Aaron too. Like, no offense, Aaron. I'm sorry to pick on you here, but you are throwing this stuff out there for me to grab. But you said fantasy football good QB, not good NFL QB. Again, 1 year. He's had 1 year in the 2.5 games he actually played, or at least the 2 out of the 3 games. It was unfair. They benched him, I think, halfway through his third game. It was Doug Peterson, which is one reason he got removed. He had a horrible relationship with ownership as well. But literally, this guy had 2 phenomenal first starts, comes in, has 1 year where he starts the whole year, does well, and people say things like, he's good for fantasy but not for NFL. Just wait. Just wait. Let him develop. Let him get better. Not to mention, Aaron, I don't know what you do for a living. Let's pretend you were in banking. I could see Aaron in banking. Yeah. Aaron, tell us what you do. You don't have to tell us where, but tell us what you do. I could see banking or potentially some kind of quality control or something. But Aaron, what if you were sent into your job and every day you went to work, they said, Aaron, we're probably replacing you if you don't deliver at the end of this year. We're looking at some prospects right now. We're interviewing for your job, Aaron. We've got to interview mid-season. We're going to talk about trading up to draft somebody in front of you. Constant negativity and doubt around this guy. He's hearing about how everyone's going to replace him over and over and over and over. No support. Doug Peterson gets removed partially for how he handled this Jalen Hurts situation, benching your future quarterback after 2 amazing starts and 1 shaky first half. You bench him. They bring in Sirianni, who you think, oh goodness, now Sirianni's somebody's gonna believe in him. Sirianni does the same thing. Hey, are you committing to, who was on the team at the time? Was it Flacco? Who was the backup last year?
Oh, Studfield, wasn't it?
I don't know. I forget who it was. It was like, I want to say it was like Flacco or, maybe it's, I don't know. And it was literally like, hey, who's your starting quarterbacks? Basically like asking, a team like the Cardinals, who's your starting quarterback? Well, it's Kyler. Like, and what does Sirianni say? We haven't named a starter yet. It's still an open competition. There was literally no one competing with Jalen Hurts, and you couldn't give him the support, the public acknowledgement that he's your starting quarterback in your future. They've done nothing but doubt this kid. No wonder he struggled. I can't wait for him to explode, and I can't wait to see everybody tuck their tail between their legs and run on home on this topic.
Yep, because I look at him just like Josh Allen to a point of, but at least the Bills gave Josh Allen the time to develop.
Yeah, and not to mention, like Aaron, this is the fantasy football show. I mean, I do cover NFL. Like, we would speak on, oh, he's a good fantasy quarterback, not a good NFL quarterback. That's something I would break down and say, let's be honest. But still, like, that's all that really matters in the end, is that he's a good fantasy quarterback. So no more excuses for him. Well, he's been playing great from the one perspective. So, all right, you got anything else for me?
No,
All
I'm good.
All right.
I just thought of that, and I was like, oh, man. I was like, I had to see if I was wrong.
Hey, I want to apologize to Bruce. Like, we could have had your intro done a lot sooner. I don't know what got into me to think that I was the man to introduce you. Like, you introducing yourself is the only way to go. I don't know what made me think that I can make a better intro than you. So I want to apologize for getting your...
No, you could.
I mean, who better to introduce the Bruce than the Bruce? It just...
The Bruce is loose.
I mean, it was idiotic of me to even try. Appreciate you, the Bruce.
I appreciate it.
Dial in anytime.
Yep, thank you.
All right. Dial in to the show, people. 602-635.
Call into the show. Dial 602 NFL. Dong.
What's up, buddy? You're live on the Fantasy Football Show.
What up, Smitty? This Rob calling, man.
Rob?
Yep.
What's up, Rob?
So I got a question, bro. This league I'm in, I have 23 first-round picks. I just traded away Justin Jefferson. I'm thinking, should I take 2 of those first-round picks and package it with, like, the Fields and try to get Patrick Mahomes or Josh Allen? Or should I just keep the picks and just draft pretty much almost the whole first round next year? I got 7 out of 10 people that's in the league, but I don't want the guys to quit.
Yeah. Is there a great chance you're going to have the 1 and the 2?
Yeah, because I will still have 5 picks left, even if I package them away.
Yeah, I mean
the picks I'm trying to trade is probably going to be late.
What did you? I mean, first of all, trading for Mahomes using the picks. No, I mean, if you could trade away like one of the late picks, like it's going to be a late pick, but at the same time, what's your team look like?
I have Travis Etienne, I have Trey Lance, Jalen Waddle, Kadarius Toney, I have Justin Fields, and then I just drafted Kenneth Walker, Jameson Williams, Treylon Burks, and Garrett Wilson.
Yeah, man, keep the pick. You got a youthful team going. If you land like, let's say, 2 of the top 3 overall talents, and especially if you get the 1 pick, probably would be Robinson. Then you're in the money, man. You got Walker, Robinson, Waddle. That's fantastic. So I definitely say hang tight unless the right offer comes along, or you can very, very confidently give away like your last pick in that first round, and it's going to be like a 10, 11, or 12, and you could get a monster quarterback upgrade without affecting getting the 1, 2, or 3 overall or anything like that. Then I'd consider it, but I wouldn't give up a couple of them for him. Is it a Superflex?
Yeah, Superflex.
Oh, Superflex. Yeah, I would. Try and give up the last pick or 2, but make sure you don't give away that first, second, or third round pick, man. You cannot give that away. You cannot. But if you're giving away like the 10, 11, the 12, like you give away 2 of those and you feel really confident you're giving away the worst of them. I'd take a quarterback at a Superflex, sure.
Yeah, the guy, the picks I'm trading away, the guy got like Justin Herbert, Justin Jefferson, and Jamar Chase. Plus, he has Mark Andrews.
Yeah,
I was thinking his pick is probably going to be late anyway.
Yeah, definitely trade away that pick for a top. I mean, like think of it this way, man. Even if Robinson's as good as top 2 or 3 overall, let's lock it in. He's top 3 lock. JT's number 1, and he's not going number 1 in Superflex drafts. So you got to take the quarterback. And if you can get rid of your worst rookie pick and get a quarterback, or get rid of your worst rookie pick, and let's say also a 2024 first rounder, and then make sure you don't give up the wrong 2023 pick. Do that. Give up a 2024 first rounder and give up that worst pick that you'll have in round 1 next year for any one of those top 4 quarterbacks. Yeah, for sure. And then just.
So would you rather target Allen or Mahomes?
I'd rather have Josh Allen, and then I'd probably rather have Herbert over Mahomes, and then I'd probably rather have Mahomes. I think Burrow and Mahomes are very close.
I don't think the dude's going to give up Herbert.
Yeah,
the same guy I just got the trade from.
Yeah, Burrow is close too, though. I would probably do it for Burrow, but just make sure you don't give up. Make sure you give up that pick. What did you get for Jefferson?
I got Jalen Waddle, Travis Etienne, 223 first, the 110.
And is the pick you got going to maybe be the 1 or 2 or?
I only gave up Justin Jefferson, Miles. So this was the exact trade. I gave up Miles Sanders, Justin Jefferson, and a 4th-round pick, and the not rookie startup, but the rookie draft. And he gave me Jalen Waddle, Travis Etienne, a 23 first,
okay.
223 first, and a 22 110.
But is that 2023 first potentially top 3?
No, I don't think either of them will be. But
okay.
I got 7 combined, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, I would say that I probably would have rather kept Jefferson if you're pretty confident your top picks aren't coming from this lot of picks. I probably would have rather stuck with Jefferson. I like Waddle and ETN. That's not a bad haul. You didn't get screwed on that deal at all. But I probably would have held on to Jefferson, added him to who else did you have? You have Walker. So, let's say you get Robinson and you get, the 3 pick as well. You're going to have a really good team. I would have probably rather had Jefferson, but that's me. But dude, maybe that ends up being the pick. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's weird. The worst team ends up being a team that loses a big couple guns that go down. So maybe it'll be okay for you. But you didn't get taken on it. I just probably wouldn't have done. I would have kept that with what you got.
See, and the guys thought it was collusion. I thought it was a fair trade. It's always better having a proven player than just taking.
Yeah, I mean Jefferson's so good, bro.
Because you don't really know, but you know you got a top 2.
Yeah, I love Jefferson, man. So, but hey, Waddle's got a bright future too. So you're fine. I love ETN. So you got some good talent, man. Don't worry about it. All right, appreciate you, buddy.
Waddle is really what made me flip. All right, I'm gonna let you get to it, man.
Yeah, later. Yeah, I probably wouldn't have done that, but I mean, he's still got a good setup. He's got a nice setup. What's up? You're live on the Fantasy Football Show. Yellow. Yellow. You're live on the Fantasy Football Show.
Hey, Smitty. Long-time fan, man. Good to talk to you.
Yeah, who is this?
This is Andy.
Andy, what's up?
Andrew, I comment every once in a while on there. What's up? Hey, I have a dynasty situation. I got a stacked team, but my only quarterback is Tannehill. And I have the 1.3 this year. So what's a good target to go after? Should I just ride Tannehill now and then try and wait, till the teams are out of it and try and pick up a QB? Or what do you think the best tactic?
I mean, I'm certainly not spending. Is it Superflex or 1 QB?
1 QB.
Oh,
you should, points for touchdown.
You should be able to find a quarterback.
So you need a QB.
You should be able to find a quarterback out there, bro. In a 1 QB league, people are giving them away. Got guys I would target. Jalen Hurts. He's very doubted. Trey Lance. I think people are worried about Jimmy G. Maybe people are ready to get out of that. Aaron Rodgers is older. You could get a Brady or an Aaron Rodgers, like an older quarterback, pretty easily. Watson's out half of.
Yeah, I thought about Brady.
Yeah, Watson's out half a.
I have the 1.3 and the 1.9. What will you think? Like the 1.3, is that Jalen Hurts territory, or is that too much?
Well, 1.3 in terms of a rookie pick.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know that I trade that pick for the quarterback. I'm thinking you can get a quarterback another way. Because that 1.3, I mean, what if Drake London goes too, man? You get Kenneth Walker at 3.
Yeah, I'm gonna get Drake London or JMO. That's pretty much what I'm looking at. I'm not gonna get the running backs.
I would definitely keep that 1.3. Yeah, I would try and like who do you say your quarterback was? Tannehill.
Tannehill. That's all I got.
He's upset right now. He's pissed. Yeah. You like name your team. Spit off your team real quick. Not your.
Okay, running back. I got JT, Swift, Gibby, and Jacobs, and then I have Khalil Herbert and Gainwell too. We keep 20, so I'm like pretty deep. And then my wide receivers are stacked. I got Jefferson, Debo, McLaren, Hollywood, Judy, Mooney, and someone else I'm missing that's good too.
Yeah, you got
and
so much.
you
got so much firepower. You think
I have so much?
And are you in like a 10 team league or what?
No, 12. I just rebuilt it and hit on all my draft picks. I have Waddle too. That's my other wide receiver.
Yeah, bro, you could afford to trade Hollywood Brown on the high. You could afford to trade McLaurin. You could afford to trade Gibby. You could afford to trade who was the other one that you had? The Gibby and Jacobs. You could trade any one of those guys and get a quarterback. Like you could, and you don't have to reach for a low end hanging fruit. Like go after Russell Wilson.
I'm sad that like the big, I threw like crazy offers at, the high end quarterbacks, and I can't get, Herbert. I already tried that.
And what about Russell Wilson?
Herbert, Mahomes, and I threw wild trades at him, and I couldn't get him.
Russell Wilson.
Russell Wilson might be a good one.
That's a top 5 quarterback, right?
One.
He's top 5. Jalen Hurts is a sneaky 7 to 12. Deshaun Watson, you could always grab and hope he doesn't get suspended a full half of a season. Yeah, man, there's options galore. You got Dak Prescott and Derek Carr and Jalen Hurts and all those guys like outside the top 12. There's no way.
Okay,
there's
I'll
no way.
Give it a try. I'll send out some offers.
There's got to be.
Jalen Hurts always scared me, so I'm like unsure. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but
and I don't want to trade away one of my assets, and then a year from now I got nothing. But
if
you believe in him, that's good enough for me.
A year from now, you have like a stacked team still, and you're not using Josh Jacobs anyway. Like I'd trade Josh Jacobs or Hurts or something like that. I would. That's me.
Okay.
All right, man. Try for Trey Lance on the cheap. I like Trey Lance a lot. I like Jalen Hurts a lot. Go after those two guys.
Yeah, I know the Trey Lance owner. He's in love with him, so he's not gonna cough him up.
All right. Later, man. Appreciate you, Andrew.
All right, later, man.
All right, well, that's all she wrote. See if anybody sneaks in a call before I turn. Oh, there! You just snuck in live on the Fantasy Football Show.
It's Rock at it again.
Rock out. What's up?
I got a dynasty question. Would you trade Ayuk in a early first round for DK?
Ayuk in an early first round? No.
That's what I was thinking.
Ayuk in first for DK, so I'll put it on screen here. No, because, Ayuk could be as good as DK. I'm not saying he will be, but he could be. And then you said middle round first rounder? Middle rounders?
Actually, early.
Early first rounder? Hell no, bro. Is that next year?
This year.
Oh, this year. What pick is it?
Third.
No, you could get Kenneth Walker with that, man. Not to mention Jameson Williams long term could be better than all either one, So no. I'm gonna send you. I'm gonna send you on a baby lap.
Take a lap. Take a lap.
Just a baby one.
Take a lap. Take a lap.
No, I like DK, man, but DK's not a good spot right now. You should be able to trade Ayuk for DK straight up. The way people are valuing DK.
Yeah, I'll take it respectfully.
You what?
Sometimes we got to take a little lap.
Yeah, it's good for your health, bro. Laps keep you healthy, keeps your heart strong. But hey, rock out. There's times where everybody wavers like this on something because they're either itching to do a deal and they're just like They just need to back away from the computer. Like, it happens to everybody. Like, we have all made trades we shouldn't have made. This could have been one of them. But you've got us here to talk you off the ledge. But try and get DK for Ayuk straight up. And some might even rather have Ayuk, man. I'm just telling you right now. But if you want DK, if you feel like DK is going to have a good situation in the future, very soon, he's going to get let's say Baker gets traded over. Not that that's an upgrade from Russell. It's still a downgrade, but it's a huge upgrade from what DK is looking at right now. But let's say Baker goes over and you feel like DK is going to be good, or for the future, trade a second rounder and Ayuk for DK, but don't be giving up a first rounder, especially a number 3. What if that's Kenneth Walker, man? Kenneth Walker and Ayuk for DK? No way. No way.
Yeah, I hear you on that.
All right, rock out, redeem. Rock out, redeem
what's
yourself.
The best spot we want?
Redeem yourself.
Say what?
Give me some bold prediction. Redeem yourself right now.
Let's see, bold prediction. This is not really bold, but I think Javonte could probably be late, like the pick pick of the second round, and possibly be a top 3.
Do you smell it? This is Javonte season.
You hear that? We don't need no reason. Rumbling, tumbling. You hear that?
Yeah.
That's you, right?
I'm the first part.
That's you. It's the first person. Who's the second one? I forget. Is that Robert?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. I love Javonte, bro. I'm so excited for Javonte.
I'm kind of glad Melvin Gordon's there so we can get him later.
Hell yeah. And this doesn't help right here. This whole that boy can run the ball. Not a big statement. Not a big statement by Russell Wilson. I mean, it's obvious. We all know he can run the ball. We all saw it with our own eyes, but it's just nice to hear. It's nice to hear some positivity for a change, and I think it gives people that are wavering a little bit of a like, okay, look at that graphic right there. Look at that young man cutting. This is a tackle-breaking machine. Led the league in broken tackles, rock out, in a halftime roll. This guy's going to be potentially the number 1 running back in 20-yard-plus runs, possibly the number 1 running back in 40-yard-plus runs, and might possibly be the number 1 running back in broken tackles again. He's at least going to be in the mix for top 3 at like all of those categories. And when you do that, you are, like you, bro, rocking out. All right, rock out.
All right.
Appreciate you. Call back anytime. Appreciate your support. Let's rock out. Rock out's the man. Rock out is the man. Okay, that's going to do it for today's show. Please hit that thumbs up on the way out the door. Terry, how many thumbs up we have? Are you happy, Terry? Before we leave, I need to know if Terry's happy. I don't know if Terry's happy. We might not have enough thumbs up for Terry to be happy.
Terry, he's scary. Terry's on patrol. Terry's on patrol.
Terry ain't happy. Hit that thumbs up on the way out the door. Appreciate everybody being here. We're live Monday through Friday, every single Monday through Friday, almost without fail. Appreciate everybody. Ryan says, "Can you get to my question before we leave?" Let's try. 1.6 in an early 2023 first rounder or Najee. It depends on where the 2023 first rounder is. I mean, Ryan, you just said yourself that you have Robinson as like the number 1 running back in fantasy football, right? So if you think it's the first overall pick, then the answer for you would be no, based on the way you talk about him. But if it's like a 3rd or a 4th or a 5th overall, yeah, I mean, give me Najee. Najee's in the top 3 overall in Dynasty. So I'd rather have Najee, but I need to know where that pick is, and I don't know that. I'm live every Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern. I answer every single comment in the chat, so leave a comment. See you tomorrow. Terry, I don't know if you're still here. The other Terry, Smitty, I have the 1.3 and a 1.8 third round linear draft coming up at the end of the month. Who do you like at those spots? Give me one of those wide receivers. And I mean, if you got that end of the second round, I'm loving Javonte there. I'm loving Breece Hall there. I'm not afraid to go Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, and then go Javonte or Breece Hall at the end of round 2 if they fall, or Swift. I also like the idea of you going Najee Harris and then getting to do whatever you want in that third round. Oh, you have the 1.8 as well. Yeah, go Harris, and if you can get Jamar Chase or Jefferson, that would be absolute fire. If not, I mean, you could go Swift and Jamar Chase. Swift with the 8 pick. Jamar Chase with the 3. You could go a lot of different ways. Good luck, Terry. Hope you're still here to hear this. Oh, Terry, I think you said rookies only. At number 3, it's Kenneth Walker if he falls. If not, then Jameson Williams, bro. That's my pick. And then 8, I love Rashad White. Later, everybody.